अभीः अभीः निर्भयः निर्भयः अभीः अभीः निर्भयः निर्भयः.
In the closing years of the 19th century, a lone monk walked the length and breadth of India, not in search of comfort, but in pursuit of truth. After receiving royal reverence in Mysore, Swami Vivekananda prepared to journey onward.
Your Majesty, I humbly decline this gift. My path is one of renunciation.
I understand, Swamiji. Your wisdom is a greater gift.
From the Maharaja, he accepted no gifts, no gold, no honor, only a simple train ticket to the land of Kerala. It may have been his meeting with Dr. Palpu in Bangalore that prompted him to abandon his earlier plan to travel to Kanyakumari via Rameswaram. In 1892, at the end of November, Swami Vivekananda arrived at Shoranur, the nearest railway station to Thrissur. Swamiji travelled 21 miles from Shoranur to Thrissur by bullock cart, through villages, fields, and the quiet rhythms of rural life. When the cart passed in front of the house of Sri Subramanya Iyer, an officer in the education department of the Cochin state, the Swami got down and gently asked for a place where he could have a bath and freshen himself. Something in the monk's presence, his serenity, his luminous eyes, left a deep impression on the mind of Sri Subramanya Iyer. He was welcomed, offered hospitality, and cared for as an honored guest. Later, Sri Subramanya Iyer took him to the government-run district hospital, where Dr. D'Souza treated him for a sore throat. A reminder that even giants of the spirit walk in fragile human bodies. Swami Vivekananda stayed in Thrissur only for a few days. Swamiji next went to Kodungalur, 21 miles away from Thrissur, a place known for scholarship and the ancient Bhagavati temple. One early morning, the people of the town saw the Swami seated under a banyan tree near the Bhagavati temple. Silent, composed, immersed in stillness, he approached the temple to offer worship to the Divine Mother, but tradition barred his entry. The guards stopped him. In those days, caste-based restrictions on temple entry were strictly enforced in the Malabar region. The Swami did not protest. He did not argue. He bowed to the Divine Mother from outside the temple walls and returned peacefully to the banyan tree. One young man, driven by curiosity and a hint of mischief, approached Swami expecting amusement, but he left completely transformed. Soon after, the two young princes of Kodungalur, Kochuni Tampuran and Batan Tampuran, arrived at the temple to offer worship to the Divine Mother. When the two princes came out of the temple, the young man led them to the Swami, who was seated under the banyan tree. As the two princes were well versed in the scriptures and Sanskrit, they sensed immediately that this was no ordinary monk. When Swamiji asked why he was denied entry into the temple, they spoke of custom, caste, and caution. What followed was not an argument of anger, but a profound dialogue in Sanskrit spanning 2 days. They engaged in a spirited Sanskrit debate over the issue. During the conversation, Swamiji said, "Devalayeshu praveshaya jati manadanda na bhavet." Caste should not be a criterion for entry into temples. The princes were convinced. They offered to make an exception for a person of his caliber. They were ready to bend tradition, but Swamiji refused. He chose not to interfere with local traditions. On the third day, the princes returned, seeking not debate, but the company of the sage. They found him in deep meditation, and they waited. When he emerged from the meditative state, his face glowed with stillness, like the living embodiment of scriptural wisdom. They spoke again in Sanskrit, and when they departed, they bowed at his feet. Soon after, learned women of the royal household approached the Swami, conversing fluently in chaste Sanskrit.
किं भवतीनां मनसि वर्तते
धर्मस्य मार्गं ज्ञातुमिच्छामः
सत्यमेव ज्योतिः तदेव मार्गः.
The monk was astonished. Nowhere else in India had he witnessed such scholarship among women. He was deeply pleased. On the fourth day, the princes returned to the temple, but they were disappointed when they did not find Swamiji under the banyan tree. Swamiji had left the town and gone towards Cochin, towards destiny. Some months later, the two princes saw a picture of Swami Vivekananda in the newspapers. They read of his triumph, how he had electrified the world at the Parliament of Religions in Chicago.
ഷിക്കാഗോയിലെ ലോകമതങ്ങളുടെ പാർലമെന്റിൽ സ്വാമി വിവേകാനന്ദൻ.
They recognized him to be the monk with whom they had spoken under the banyan tree. Only then did they realize that his name was Swami Vivekananda.